It's day 20 of the Body Shaping for Women Over 50 series, and today is walking with weights. Grab your lightest dumbbells and let's go. All right, Killer Bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. Have your dumbbells completely out of the way while we start warming up with some arm circles and high knees. Oh my gosh, I love that first one. Every time I can feel my whole body relaxing, which is kind of weird considering that we're getting ready for a workout, right? You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And today we are relaxing into a beautifully moderate cardio toning workout. Walking with weights, one of my absolute favorite kinds of workouts. And you know what's really funny about that? I'm gonna say it was a little over a year ago when I made my very first walking with weights video. And I don't know what stopped me up until then. Actually, that's not entirely true. I have one that's like really old. And the real problem, actually I think I have like two that are really old. The real problem was that I was working with weights that were too heavy. I was trying to walk with significantly heavier weights, and therefore it wasn't very fun for me, and therefore I did not understand the real magic of a cardio toning workout like this one. You guys, when I say your lightest dumbbells, I really mean it. Just go ahead and relax into this one. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. This has the potential to be a push day workout, truly. Cardio toning, I mean, it's both cardio and strength, but it's not even like really strength. It's like dumbbells in your hands the whole time you're doing cardio. That's tough stuff. So help yourself to taking it down a notch or two notches, maybe even 3 notches today. It's meant to be moderate. What we're doing today isn't about, oh, we're gonna get some big muscles from this, we're gonna burn a ton of calories. No. We're still just moving moderately so that our push day workouts can be the most effective, most efficient, best work that our body is doing. This is the rest of it, truly, it's just for fun. This is gravy. This is a gravy workout, you guys. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. And speaking of gravy, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to tell you. Here's what it looks like. I've got the handy dandy gym boss set for intervals of 40 seconds and 20 seconds, and neither one of those is rest today. But because we are walking with weights, I am treating the walking interval as a very active resting position. What that means is take the whole workout at a pace that you can sustain the entire time, and when you need to or want to or don't like one of the exercises that I'm doing, just come on back to walking. Bring your heart rate down a little bit and just enjoy the gravy of it all. You guys, we are getting started actually with a walking interval. So round one, there's 2 rounds. Let me just go ahead and explain that real quick. Round 1, we're walking for 40 seconds and doing some other low impact cardio exercise for the other 20. So we're gonna go ahead and get going with that, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Here we go. There. Oh, it went the first time. Sometimes my timer, you guys, 20 days in, I feel like you've seen me struggle with this timer a little bit. Sometimes it goes right away, sometimes it doesn't. Today it went right away. That was very exciting. So we're walking right now for 40 seconds. When it beeps, we're gonna do a front punch high knee, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna punch out to the front while raising the opposite side knee. So we're going across our body, but we're not getting anything up over our head just yet. There is some overhead work today. I mean, it's cardio day, it's low impact. We're not jumping at all. No transitions to the ground. It's meant to be moderate, but of course our heart rate is definitely gonna come up. So here we go with a front punch high knee. Really thinking about pulling in your core, standing up nice and straight and tall. As you punch forward, your arm does rotate, so your palms are facing each other when they're at your chest, and then palm faces the ground when it's above your opposite knee. Excellent job. When it beeps again, we're coming right back to that walking position, and here we go. And today, as mentioned, is a 2-round workout. So what's going to happen though on our second round is that we're going to make things a little bit tougher and swap the intervals. So enjoy these long walking intervals now, because it's not going to be like that on round 2. Coming up next, we're going to do Pretzel Jacks. Speaking of having our hands up over our head. Hands are going to be doing jumping jacks while 1 foot at a time twists inwards. That's all it's doing. If you have been around the Paula B Fitness channel before, you have probably seen leg twister jacks. Leg twister jacks are tough, and I'm not trying to go that tough today. So as we come down, 1 foot twists in. You're kind of reaching your hand towards it because it's in the down position of those jumping jacks, but it doesn't really matter if you touch your hand to your foot. It's never, ever about touching your hand to your foot. It's about moving at a pace you can sustain and right back to walking. Oh my gosh, you guys, I know. That's going to be tougher when it's a 40-second interval. It's kind of why I got it over with relatively quickly. When it beeps again, we're going to do ding-dongs. That's where our hands are swinging low in front of us. And by swinging low, all I mean is that they're not going overhead. They're actually going to swing up and out to the side pretty high. Excuse me. And one foot on that same side is kicking out to the side. The other thing I like to call ding-dongs is weeble wobbles because they remind me of weeble wobbles. We can really get rocking and rolling on this one and almost knock ourselves over. So hands are swinging low while that one foot kicking out to the side. On this one, I'm always very careful not to punch myself in the face with that one swinging hand. That seems like it's coming awfully close. I have no idea if it actually is, but it seems like it's coming awfully close. Be aware of where your dumbbells are. Come on, right back to walking, you guys. I intentionally chose fun workouts or fun exercises for today. Apropos of our "this is all gravy" conversation. My friends, what I really, really want for you is the Spice Girls, but also I really, really want these workouts to just be fun. That's all they're meant for. You are going to get results by being consistent. You don't need to knock yourself out with every single thing. When it beeps again, let me tell you real quick, we're doing twisting kicks. Here's the thing about knocking yourself out. I mean, both literally with the dumbbell in your face. So we're twisting while we're kicking. One leg is kicking out at a time and we're twisting into that kicking leg, really squeezing your abdominals and obliques. Core is pulled in tight, of course. Hands are right here at like your chest level, maybe your shoulders if you'd like to. If you'd love to, you can get your hands moving, well, not anymore. We've got 40 seconds of walking, but on round 2, if you want to, you can get your hands kind of punching a little bit too. You know, only you knows what's moderate for you, but here's what I'm going to tell you about moderate. You could do so much less and still be moderate. You really, really, really could just take it all down a couple more notches and still get results. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing half jacks. It's literally half of a jumping jack. The right half of your body, the left half of your body, your arm and your leg going out to the side on one side and then out to the side on the other side. I know we all really think that we have to push so hard. Here we go with half jacks. That we have to push so hard and we have to push so consistently. That we're supposed to push every single day in order to get results. But you know what's really funny about that? Is that you're not getting more results by pushing more. You could actually, weirdly, here we go back to walking, you could get fewer results. Isn't that weird? Your body has a point of diminishing returns, like, everything else in the world. It's a bell curve. Your body is doing great adaptations right up until it's not. And you're not in control of where it's not point is. So you guys, when it beeps again, we're doing walking stars, otherwise known as pick an apple and put it in your pocket. You're going to raise one hand while we step forward with that same foot. Raise the other hand while we step forward with the other foot, and then step back. You might know it as a box step. You might also know it as, I think a V step is what somebody told me the other day. I call them walking stars because that is how my brain can make sense of them. We are switching leader hand, leader foot each and every time, which is part of why I had to rename them. You guys, speaking of funny things, the brain-body connection, sometimes some movements come very easily, and sometimes, right back to walking, this one thankfully comes very easily, but sometimes I have to do some mental shenanigans to be able to get my body to move a certain way. And one of the ways that I do something like that is by renaming it. You are absolutely welcome to do the same anytime you need to. Modify, moderate, rename, do whatever you gotta do to be consistent with your workouts. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing squat jacks. Got a mnemonic device for that one too. When your hands are down, your hips are down. When your hands are up, your hips are up. So your hands are doing jumping jacks without any jumping at all. Your lower body is just doing squats. So hands are down, hips are down, hands are up, hips are up. Squatting down, standing up, squatting down, standing up. Don't like to squat? Please feel free to simply kick instead. Any kind of kicking motion that feels good to you always feels good to me. This is a gravy workout, you guys. And even if it wasn't, even if it was the meat workout, even if this was a push day, you should still make the workout work for you by doing exercises that work for you, at a pace that works for you, at weights that work for you. We're getting results by continuing to do workouts consistently at a level that feels good so that we can keep doing them. When it beeps again, we are doing triceps curldowns. So we're tapping one foot out at a time, and while we are tapping out, we've got our weights just about chest level. One of them is going to curl down and push out to that same side as that foot with your palm facing away from your body, so you really squeeze that triceps. Excellent job. I love this one. This is where you can really feel the toning, especially on your triceps. I mean, it's a little muscle. It doesn't take a lot of work to really feel the work there. We're right back to walking. Okay, I'm gonna start explaining this one right now. I was cracking myself up when I came up with this one. The next exercise is something I'm calling chicken wing side kicks. You're gonna have your hands at your chest height, and we're gonna make chicken wing, like flapping chicken wings. Your elbows are gonna go up and down while your hands stay in one position. While you're doing a chicken wing flap, you're gonna kick out to one side at a time. You guys, here's the thing about the point of diminishing returns. You don't know when it is, so it's totally okay to just keep trucking along. So here we go. We're doing some chicken wings, and then one foot is kicking out to the side. And yes, I'm absolutely cracking myself up on this. It's kind of hard to keep your hands in one position. They are going to twist a little bit, but really thinking about this motion coming from the tops of your shoulders. I know, here we go back to walking. You don't even have to put your hands over your head to tone your shoulders. Isn't that exciting? When it beeps again, we're going to do something I call reach across and crunch, because we're going to reach across and then we're going to crunch. You're going to reach across your body, and then you're going to swoop your hand up and over your head and bring it down into an oblique crunch, bringing up your knee on that same side. So tapping out that foot and then bringing up the knee. A lot going on there, so we're making sure that our core is pulled in tight. We are almost done with round one. We've got just two more exercises. We've got this reach across and crunch, but I will tell you that we are changing intervals. So here we go with reach across and crunch, reach across and crunch. Excellent job, really pulling in your core. This one for me with the dumbbell really far away from your body can really start to be a little bit of a strain, start to feel some strength work here. Awesome job. And then right back to walking. So here's what's going to happen. The next time it beeps, we're going to do toy soldiers. Both hands up overhead. You're going to reach your opposite hand towards your opposite kicking foot. But then we're going to do 2 intervals in a row of walking. So it's going to beep, but we're not going to do anything because that's how we're switching intervals. That's just all the warning I wanted to give you. So don't worry. The next time it beeps, we're going into toy soldiers. But then after that, we're doing 2 intervals of walking. If you would rather not, you'd have to memorize all of the exercises. So that might be a little bit difficult for you, but you are absolutely welcome to continue walking. Here we go with toy soldiers. You are absolutely welcome to continue walking for a little while I'm doing the other exercise. You can always make this workout work for you, my friends. Pull in that core, making sure you're breathing, standing up straight and tall. Okay. So now, I'm reminding myself again, we're gonna walk for 2 intervals. This is the 40-second interval. The next one is the 20. So that's the beginning of round 2, where we're doing slightly less walking, slightly more of the other exercises. This is gonna bring up your heart rate a little bit more. Go ahead and check in with yourself. How does that feel? Does it still feel moderate? When you accidentally push a little bit too hard, a little bit too often, you might not notice it in your day-to-day. You might feel a little bit creaky, a little bit sore, a little bit like, we're still walking, it's okay. I know that beep. I'm like Pavlov, I'm like, but I have to do something. When it beeps again, we're gonna do the front punch high knees. But on the day-to-day, you might be like, no, I feel fine, this is okay, it's not that bad. But then you're not really getting all the results that you want. That's how we can always tell. Here's our front punch, high knees, pulling in your core. I slowed down a little bit because I know that this interval is longer than it was last time. This is gonna be a little bit more challenging. So I'm taking it at a pace that still feels like a good, moderate challenge without going too crazy. And that's the thing that I would love for you to notice while we're doing this body shaping challenge. How do you feel every day, and what kind of results are you getting? Now we're 20 days in. I don't expect you to see a ton of results. I really don't. Results like muscle toning, really seeing visible results. Here we go back to walking. That takes some time. I mean, it can take months, let's be honest, to really truly see physical results like that. But if you are noticing that you always feel a little bit tired, that this is a little bit much, when it beeps again, by the way, we're doing Pretzel Jacks. That's a result. So one foot curves in, hands are doing jumping jacks, absolutely no jumping. Taking this at an even slower pace, partly because of the coordination and partly because I'm really making sure that my core is pulled in tight. Having those weighted hands up overhead, already bringing your heart rate up. You don't have to move fast on top of that. It's okay to find a pace that feels just right. When it beeps again, of course, we're gonna go back to our walking. Beautiful job. But when you notice that you are waking up and feeling a little bit stiff and sore, here we go, right back to walking. Or waking up and feeling a little bit puffy, or waking up, stepping on the scale and noticing that, yes, you're still maintaining, but it's going up a little, going up a little, going up a little. Those are the kind of results that are telling you that you're pushing just a little bit too much. When it beeps again, we're doing ding-dongs. Nice job. Hands are swinging low while swinging up high, just not overhead, while we kick out one leg to one side, one leg to the other side, and be very careful about not punching yourself in the face. Now here's the thing. I do not, by any stretch, mean to indicate that gaining a couple of pounds is the worst result in the world. Your body's gonna fluctuate. Your weight's gonna go up and down no matter what. I'm not really talking about your weight as though it is the result that we are getting from a body shaping program. What I'm saying is that it's part of your big picture. It's part of paying attention to your body. Your body has all kinds of signals to send you. Here we go back to walking. And that's one of them. Knowing how you feel, paying attention to actual data points, numbers on the scale, but also paying attention to your body. Super, super important as part of this program. When it beeps again, we're doing twisting kicks. So kicking forward, twisting into that leg, really feeling that work in your abs and obliques. Not meant to be an especially powerful kick. You're welcome to give it what you've got. If you have a super strong core, you might be kicking really strong, or if you're really focusing on that twist, focusing on keeping things moderate, it might just be a little flick of your knee. Totally okay. Either way, as long as you are not getting injured, my friend, you are doing this exercise just right. Making sure that you are still breathing. When it beeps again, of course, we're going back to walking. Beautiful job. Whew, doggies, okay. Some of these exercises are tougher than others, as we mentioned. And that's why I chose ones that felt especially fun for me. When it beeps again, we are doing half jacks. Almost lost my place there. Half a jack is exactly what it sounds like. The right half of your body, here we go. Up to one side, tapping out that foot. And then out to the other side, tapping out that other foot. Really thinking about your heart rate right now. It is the point in our workout, we are like 2/3 of the way done, maybe almost even 3/4. That is when your heart rate is going to drift up anyways. Literally, no matter what you're doing, the longer you do it, the higher your heart rate is going to go. It might be incremental. It might just be a couple of beats per minute. But no matter what you are doing, an effort requires more work from your heart and lungs. So even if you're going slower this round, here we go back to walking. Even if you are actually going slower this round, your heart rate might continue to rise. Now, this is the question that I actually get a lot about exactly what kind of a heart rate am I aiming for? And I will tell you that your numbers may vary. It's going to depend so much on your personal fitness. Oops, and I apologize. We're doing walking stars right now. I got used to that 40 seconds of walking on round one, and I'm still thinking that we have plenty of time to talk about something else. No, we didn't really. But your individual heart rate will vary, and I highly urge you to pay attention to your numbers. Again, I mean, numbers are absolutely part of paying attention to your body, but also listen to your body. What does it feel like? Does it feel like you're putting in a lot of effort? It's totally okay if some days you feel a little bit more out of breath. You feel like, oh my gosh, I was super sweaty and that was really tough. And then you look at the numbers and you're like, oh my gosh, my heart rate was so low. Right back to walking. Sometimes your heart rate doesn't reflect your perceived effort. The effort that you are putting forth, that you perceive you are putting forth, is your effort. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing that was just walking stars. We're doing squat jacks. When your hands are down, your hips are down. When your hands are up, your hips are up. Whew, this one's definitely going to get your heart rate going. Hands up overhead. Always brings your heart rate up over your normal. Making sure that these are good squats. They don't have to be full deep all the way, booty down to the ground kind of squats, but they're still good form. Pushing your hips back first. Core is pulled in tight, tight, tight. Whew. Making sure your knees aren't pushing forward over your toes. Excellent job. When it beeps again, we're coming back to walking, and we will be done with squat jacks for the day. Nice job. I really do like a 2-round workout. It gives us enough time to really do well on some of the exercises, but also we don't have to do them too much. When it beeps again, we're doing those triceps curldowns. Now here's the thing. You might be wondering, since I have spent this whole workout, here we go with triceps curldowns. You might be thinking, okay, Paula spent the whole workout telling me it's okay to do less, it's okay to moderate more, but what if I feel amazing? What if I'm getting fantastic results and I still want to do more? What if I'm not sore? What if I'm not stiff? What if I don't feel like I need to do moderate stuff? Well, my friends, that is the great news being here on round 1. Now, if you're on round 2 or subsequent rounds, then you might still be asking yourself that question. But here's the great news. You are welcome to do whatever you want to do. I mean, always, literally always. Here we go with walking. But take notes. That's what I'm going to suggest that you do. When you're not sure, I'm telling you, here's a program, here's exactly how to do it. And you're like, okay, but that's not exactly how I feel. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing those chicken wing side kicks. Already laughing, already ready for it. Hands are going to be at your shoulders. Arms are going to flap like chicken wings while one foot kicks out to the side. Okay, this one is definitely making a reappearance at some other time in some other workout. This is hilarious and I love it. This could very easily be a regular cardio move too. It doesn't even have to be cardio toning. But here's the thing about making adjustments to any sort of a program, whether it's from me or anybody else in the world. Take notes and pay attention. That's how you can figure out what's best for you. I find myself, because of my fitness, because of my history, because of my everything, my experience. Here we go with walking again. I find that I push too hard, which is why I tell you all the time to stop pushing so hard. That doesn't mean that's always appropriate advice for you. When it beeps again, we're doing reach across and crunch. Maybe it's totally appropriate for you to push harder. when you take notes and pay attention and think about your results, here we go with that. Reach across, crunch. Reach across, crunch. Really think about pulling in your core. The further away the dumbbell is from your body, the more it's acting as a lever, and you gotta make sure that you're holding it steady with a really strong core. If you're not sure how strong your core is, or you can feel your lower back, for example, volunteering, just keep the dumbbell a little bit closer to your body. No worries. Make the workout work for you. Make the exercise work for you. Take notes, pay attention, watch for results, and then right back to walking. If you find yourself frustrated with your results, it means that there's something somewhere in your program, somewhere in your daily, day-to-day activities that needs to change a little bit. When it beeps again, we're doing toy soldiers. And this is our last exercise in our last round. You guys, you already know. Here we go. You already know, and I'm going to tell you, opposite hand reaching for your opposite kicking foot, by the way, for toy soldiers. Core is pulled in super tight. When it beeps again, we are going to walk for one more interval. I am going to put my weights down though. I'm bringing my heart rate down a little bit. I do have a finisher for us. There's no surprises with our finishers. You are welcome, if you'd like to keep the dumbbells in your hand. I'm not going to. I'm thinking very clearly about balance only and not trying to balance with something extra in my hands. Always up to you. Whatever kind of challenge works best for you, my friends. Okay. So our finisher, it's balance, of course. I'm just walking, bringing my heart rate down a little bit. We're doing a side kick, back kick. It's a lot like when we do a front kick, back kick, except that we're moving in two different planes. I'm going to start by standing on my left foot and doing the side kick, back kick with my right leg. So side kick, back to side kick, back to the back kick. And this is it. It doesn't get any more complicated than this, other than this is a really different way of thinking about our balance. We have challenged our balance in all planes of motion throughout the course of this month. And if randomly you're just here on day 20 because you like walking with weights and you haven't been doing the whole program, you guys, I love that you would do such a thing. That is so awesome. Make sure that you open up the description box when you are on your desktop or on mobile so that you can get, here we go back to walking before we do that same thing on the other side, so that you can get the information resource that goes along with this whole program. It's 16 pages of me explaining to you why we're doing what we're doing and how to get the results that you're looking for. When it beeps again, we're doing that side kick, back kick on our other leg. So for me, that means that I'm going to be standing on my right leg. So side kick and back kick. I love these balance finishers. I think this is probably my favorite part of this month, is coming up with at least slight variations on different kinds of balance exercises and really challenging myself. Balance is very difficult for me, and I am super happy to see the little bit of progress that I have made over these 20 days by really consistently practicing my balance, way more than I normally do. When it beeps again, it's the last time it's going to beep. We're going to cool it down because you have done an amazing job today. That was it. Okay, so I'm still kind of tapping here. Ooh, doggies. Because that was just right, wasn't it? Isn't that a really good gravy? Let's go ahead and do some arm circles and cool this down. My friends, I hope that you are enjoying this series of workouts. I'm hoping that you are noticing, seeing, feeling, and paying attention to your data and noticing what kind of results you're getting. It doesn't have to be in the mirror. There are all kinds of results that you might be getting. And we're going to talk about this actually quite a bit tomorrow, by the way, because tomorrow is Sunday Run Day. We're going to talk quite a bit about what to do if you're not seeing the results that you want, or you are noticing that maybe you're a little too sore or a little bit too something or other. There's a lot more to be said about that. Making sure that today is moderate, tomorrow is moderate. We're just eating our baseline and feeling really good. I do have an extended cool down if you'd like to do a little bit more cooling down after this one here. Let's go ahead and do some arm openers. Nice deep breath. And then arm closers. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on your sweaty back. Oh my goodness. You're doing so such a good job with the series, with the day, with every day. And I'm just so proud of you. So happy that you're here, almost 3 weeks in. About that time when you start to realize how tough things are, just like in a workout. It works like that over the course of a month too. You get about 2/3 of the way in and you're like, or 3/4 of the way in and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, this has a cumulative effect. It sure does. Guys, I hope that that cumulative effect is feeling wonderful for you. Make sure that you subscribe and I'll see you tomorrow for Sunday Run Day.